Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. I am Rochelle May V. Lipon, and I am going to report the sample size and sampling plan determination that is one of the steps in the marketing research process. So, what is sample size and sampling plan determination? Sample size and sampling plan determination is the act of choosing the number of observations or replicates to include in a statistical sample. It means nga, as doing marketing research, need na to mopili og mga tao nga atong obserbaran og surveyan that is related sa atong research to include sa atong statistical sample. Kani di ay sample size and sampling plan is usa sa pinaka-importanteng part sa atong marketing research kay ang atong goal is to make inferences or relevant evidence about sa population through the sample nga atong nagathered before ta mo come up og conclusion. So, there are two sampling methodology that we can use in making research. It can be non-probability or probability-based. First one is the non-probability sampling. So, non-probability sampling does not involve probabilities. All members of the survey population do not have equal chances of being selected to be part of the sample. So, non-probability sampling is a sampling technique nga ginagamit sa researcher sa pagpili og samples based on subjective judgment rather than random selection. So, si non-probability sampling mostly mao'y gamiton sa qualitative research. Tungod kay more on observation siya and dili siya time and cost consuming. Kay smaller sample ra iyang need rather than probability sampling. So there are different types of non-probability sampling. The first one is the convenience sampling. So convenience sampling is when the researchers arbitrarily select relatives, friends, and or classmates, etc. to be given survey questionnaires. By the word itself, convenience means that you are going to select sample nga dili na ka need mo kuha og strangers out of your comfort. So, you are going to choose sample that are easily can be recruited and convenience to you. It is the most common and probability sampling method because dali ra siya. Dili na ka mogasto og dako and magdepende ra ka kung unsa o kinsa ang available for the sample of your research. The second one, or the second type of non-probability sampling is the judgment sampling. The researcher gives survey questionnaires to individuals who is her judgment are qualified to participate in the survey. The good thing about the judgment sampling is magdepende ra jud siya sa researcher kung kinsay tagaan niya sa survey questionnaires that she thinks are qualified to participate in the research study. But then, this type of sampling technique is too vague or might not be valid kay magdepende ra siya sa iyang instincts and judgment. The third type is the referral sampling, also known as the snowball sampling. So, referral sampling, the researcher asks initial respondents to provide other qualified respondents for the survey. So here, the researchers will look for respondents and ask questions, and after that, request for recommendations sa iyang mga kailang qualified to be his or her respondents as well. So the last one is the quota sampling. So quota sampling is when the researcher specifies the proportion of various classification to be included in the survey. So let's say for example, the researcher want to study the career goals of female and male employees sa usa ka organization. Then naay 500 ka buok nga employees or the population. But then si researcher manginahanglan ra og sample and not the entire population. So, si researcher is interested only in particular group of the population which will divide those group in the entire. So, the other sampling methodology aside from the non-probability sampling is the probability sampling. So, probability sampling utilizes the principle of randomness. Randomness is when every member of the survey population has an equal non-zero chance of being selected as part of the sample. So, let's say, for example, that there is a population of 100 people. So, in this case, every person in that 100 will be selected. So, in probability sampling, probability sampling is mostly used in qualitative research. So, the first type of the probability sampling is the simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is when the researcher selects survey respondents so that each member of the population has an identical chance of being chosen to be included in the sample. By the word itself, random, or dili na angay pilian. The research will randomly select a sample sa usa ka population without any bias. And si simple random sample is mooy pinaka-basic and straightforward the type of probability sampling. The second type is the systematic sampling. A probability sampling method where the researcher selects respondents using a sampling frame, a random starting point, and a skip interval. So, for example, naay 10 person in a population. So, you are going to select only the third, sixth, and the ninth member of the group and skip those intervals. So, si systematic is one of the old technique in which each group member is selected at regular periods to perform is sample. So, na-equal opportunity sa tanang member of a population na mapilian in this kind of technique. The third type is the cluster sampling. Cluster sampling is a sampling method where the survey population is divided into subgroups, each of which represents the entire survey population. So, si cluster sampling is a way of selecting participant randomly sa klase-klaseng lugar. For example, is mag-research ka about sa students sa PIT and you choose hundreds participants from the entire population of the PIT students. So, imposible jud nga makakuha ta og 100 with their complete names. Instead, is mangita na lang ka randomly in selected courses within the PIT campus. Next is the stratified sampling. Stratified sampling is where the survey population is divided into subgroups, and proportional sample from all subgroups are included in the sample using the principle of randomness. Means nga, the survey population is divided into subgroups or smaller groups and that are willing to represent the entire population. Then, in the sampling graph is i-organize nimo katong groups na imo na select and draw the sample from each group separately. The standard method to arrange or classify is by sex, age, ethnicity, and the like. And now, we are going to move forward in the ninth step in the marketing research process, which is the data collection. So, data collection, this is the stage in the process where the questionnaires are administered to the selected respondents. So, this is a step in marketing research process in gathering the information and i-analyze those accurate and relevant informations na imo na-collect as a researcher to find answers in the research problems o i-evaluate ang possible outcomes. Before ta mo come up sa probabilities and decision making. This is to ensure quality assurance sa atong nahimong actions or mahimong actions in the marketing research. And that would be all. I hope nga nasabtan ra ako report. Thank you.